Hi, my name's Joanie. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about having difficulty being here. So I asked Spirit, what should I talk about? And the answer was, what about all the people that just are having difficulty waking up, being in their body, getting on with their day, and facing what is ahead of them? Okay, I asked for clarification regarding depression, anxiety, panic, and that might be something that's going to come through. But this is for the people who are having difficulty getting up in the morning, facing their day. So for those of you who know the drill, have a glass of water by you in case Spirit nudges me to tell you, have a sip. That will help flush negative energies through the physical body. Sometimes I do healings mixed in with the readings. So as you keep seeing these videos, you'll get used to the way I roll. For those of you that don't find this resonating, it's okay. I'm doing a reading for the collective. So you can put it on a shelf if it doesn't resonate. You might also learn a few things regarding this being an earth school and why folks might be finding it difficult to be here. And maybe you know someone that you could pass this on to who's going through something like this. My disclaimer, I do not aim to heal or cure. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please see your healthcare professional, your mental health care professional. Okay, I'm going to go in now. I'm going to see what the divine ones have to say regarding this topic. So I'm getting Phil Collins and the Land of Confusion. So I get my music. Okay, it's okay. So there's a lot of energy that's coming through. We're being inundated with a lot of high frequencies to raise our vibration. And as the high energies come in, darkness and lower vibrations that we've kept within us are coming to the surface. More and more people are having difficulty managing these energies that are forcing them to face what they have been dealing with and haven't released, or what they haven't wanted to face. It's a purge. It's very important to know that everything is okay, that there isn't anything broken, there's nothing wrong, it just is. We're not going to put a judgment on this. This is a very auspicious time in Earth's history, and we knew coming into our respective lifetimes that this was going to be extremely challenging. You might have read that our bodies are shifting from carbon-based to crystalline, and we're having DNA activations where there are dormant strands that are being activated and our gifts are coming in. People are having spiritual awakenings right and left. So again, we're going to bring this back to those folks that are confused, that are overwhelmed by energies, and as a result, it makes it difficult to see through the morass, to face what is before them, to think clearly, to have clear knowing and seeing and believing. People are losing faith because they're not seeing the type of changes that they'd like. I'm going to see what Spirit has for me to say to you. Trust that everything is unfolding in divine right order. You're one of many, many people that are extremely confused and do not know what is going on. You are not alone. Many of you in different ways are trying to conquer addictions. And that's something that Spirit wants me to mention here, is that as a result of the energies coming in, people's addictions are kicking up. They're in full gear, or they're slipping and relapsing, and where they were content in their sobriety, they're slipping, they're getting more active again. This is anything that was underneath festering, brewing, is coming to the surface to be healed. It needs to come out in order for you to be true, to have that integrity, the self-preservation, to be whole again. Reveal to yourself what you are hiding from yourself. You can pull the mask off for yourself, reveal it to a friend, to a loved one, to a therapist, to a sponsor, someone you trust. While you're excavating and you're going through this mishmash of energies, which makes it difficult for you to go forward, it's important for you to remain grounded. What is grounding? Maybe you've heard of this. We're a spirit in a body, in a physical vessel, and we live on Mother Earth, Gaia, which is a spirit in a rock, and she loves us and we love her. And we need to connect our energy into Mother Earth in order to be more stable, kind of like a hook in, like this. So to be grounded is to be more stable and anchored while you're on this planet. That makes it easier for you to wake up every day, see, think, feel, know more clearly. There's a grounding affirmation that I like very much, and it goes like this. I imagine the soles of my feet being one with the earth, like roots of a tree growing deep into the earth for strength and stability. And you could do this every morning when you put your feet on the floor for the first time after you wake up. You could write this little grounding affirmation on a piece of paper and put it like a cheat sheet on your night table. So when you wake up, the first thing you see is that piece of paper. And you put your feet to the ground, to the floor, and you say that. You might start feeling energy coming up through your feet. At some point, you might memorize that grounding affirmation. Where I'm at this point is when I put my feet on the floor, I just say the word grounding, and that's done. Some people use grounding stones to ground themselves. Here are some crystals that would help, and you could carry them. And if you don't have a pocket, you could put it in your wallet, your backpack, your pocketbook. You could put it on your night table. Some people say it's not good to have a grounding stone by your night table before you go to sleep because it keeps you more earthbound and makes it more difficult traveling out of your body into dreamscape. You could put it on your kitchen counter. You could put it in your car, wherever there's a visual cue. And it doesn't have to be within sight, actually, but it could be visible or it can be hidden, but the energy of that grounding stone, that consciousness that is a grounding stone, will anchor you to Mother Earth. Going back in for those of you who would like to know more. Take your time. Pace yourself. Give yourself a break. You've been working very, very hard. It's been challenging for you. And I hear a siren outside that just went, whoop, whoop. I don't know if you heard that, but if you ever hear a bell, a ring, take note of the last thing you thought or you said or someone else said, and that is the universe coming in and saying truth. Take your time. It is challenging. I get challenged. We all get challenged. We're all human. We get challenged in this earth school. I've been saying this in a lot of videos. Be your best friend. Try to support yourself as best that you can. You need to support yourself and reach out to others for support as well. Pace yourself. Don't try to do everything at once. It's impossible. Spread it out. Take baby steps. You can conquer this, but it's not possible to gobble everything up if you're confused and overwhelmed. If you're in the midst of confusion, if you have some depression, anxiety, panic, if you're forlorn and weary, brain fog, ill, autoimmune disorder, whatever the case, if it's difficult for you every day and you're challenged and you're weary, do not expect that you're going to conquer a day, conquer your feelings, conquer the situations, parse them out, separate them out, and deal with them one by one, a moment at a time, a piece at a time. Spread it out and be realistic. Those of you who have little children, If it's challenging for you to take care of them, you might need help. You might have to ask for help because the kids can pick up on your overwhelment. And it's very important for them to be safe and to know that you are strong and able to protect them and care for them. You must go inside and ask yourself whether your children are safe, protected, and whether they have sufficient food and shelter and clothing, whether they are being cared for well. Some of you I'm getting are gullible and that you're picking up on things and you're going with them without discernment, and that you're believing what you see before you just straight head on, that you're not asking any questions whatsoever. And as a result of that, your head is spinning because a lot of what you are taking in isn't true. So the energy isn't a match with your own soul's truth. So you've literally taken on a hitchhiker of a concept into yourself, and that it doesn't belong there because it makes no sense, and that you're going about your business as if it does, but you haven't done the research. You haven't taken the steps to assess whether the situation is for you to embrace, for the words of another is for yours to accept. There's a theme here. Has to do with taking responsibility. We all have our own job here on our respective journeys to do some work, and we have to. It's why we came here. We didn't come here for a vacation. We came here to do some exploration, to research, to separate the wheat from the chaff, to embrace, to shelve, to discard, and to rejoice in whatever our truth is that we concluded at the time, knowing that our truth could change at any given moment. We don't have to hang our hat on anything. Give yourself that break. Know that there's more fluidity than you might be giving yourself credit. Let yourself flow with this. You could even maybe enjoy the ride. You don't have to take it so seriously, although every life is sacred and serious. Again, when we spiritually witness or spiritually distance ourselves from it, we're transcending a bit and we're going into that 5D reality. We're elevating ourselves past what is visible and reportable. We're going into the unseen, putting trust in the fact that there are unseen forces that are assisting, that our higher self knows better, that we are existing in other incarnations, and that we pre-birth planned for many things to occur on our path in order to learn via discomfort. Have a sip of water. Spirit just gave me the knock knock. Have a sip. They're working on you. You're getting a healing now. Not sure what this is, but I have to say it. There are some of you that are getting your hair dyed and you're starting to get bald spots. So the material's too caustic. It's hurting your scalp. Yes, sometimes I get random channels. Some of you are competing with others regarding who's getting better first, faster. Doesn't matter. When we jump on another person's path and take their inventory, we're setting ourselves up for disappointment. That's also judgment. When we're going over to another, we're assessing and measuring us against them. And you can't measure apples and oranges. We're all different. We all have our own karmic history, and there is no way that we could ever measure one soul's achieval over another. It's just moot. It's not what we do here in this earth school. Pull out of that. It's drama. It's unnecessary. It gets you nowhere. Focus on yourself. You're the most important person in the room. Competition also is a distraction from getting your work done. It's a fake out. It's an excuse. I don't know how many of you have sea salt, but if you have sea salt, not coarse kosher salt, sea salt that's fine grain, sea salt baths will help clear you. They're wonderful. So you could take a few tablespoons, maybe up to half a cup, put it in a nice warm bath, make sure it's very well dissolved, and sit in the bathtub for at least 10-15 minutes. And imagine that you are clearing energies that do not belong and need to be sent home to the light. You'll feel refreshed and relieved. You could ask the divine ones to come in and assist and clear any energies that do not serve you. Epsom salt baths, cosmic sci-fi powder, Epsom salts. So for those of you that can handle sulfites, a cup of Epsom salts in a nice warm bath, well dissolved, and do the same. You can ask, please release all that does not serve me. Thank you. Some of you are overwhelmed because you don't have enough energy. You're paying too much attention to the detail and you're getting caught up in the minutia. You can pull out of that. The analysis is overwhelming some of you. Many of you are in your head. That's not where the true knowing is. The true knowing is in the heart. That's where our soul knows all. We use our head for analysis. We need that. It's very, very important, the thinking. But when you overthink, you can overwhelm yourself and get very caught up. Unwork that. Move down. Focus on your heart if you can. You could even mentally picture that your knowing is in your heart and ask yourself, what should I do now? What can I do now? How do I feel about this? And try and focus on the heart. You might find that it's just right there for you, that it's wonderful. It just comes right out. The head, you can get caught up. So remember, overthinking can stuck you good. Some of you are being the good boy and the good girl. You're faking it. That's overwhelming for you. That's making it difficult for you to be. Are you doing it to please others? Are you doing the people pleasing? The good boy, the good girl act? Were you trained well? You need to wear a lot of gear in order to play those parts. It's burdensome. It's a fake out. So you're faking out others and you're also faking yourself out, and it's terrible. It's hypocrisy and it's duplicity. It's a mask. Think about whether you must play the part. Now, this isn't saying that you have to be the bad boy and the bad girl because you're playing a fake out of the good boy and the good girl. It's not that. It's that, are you people pleasing and faking it, that you're this little goody, the perfect one, the quintessential bestie? That's fraud. Where could that come from? You could ask yourself. Chances are in other lifetimes you were set up to be in this position, and there's a bleed through effect. For those of you that are playing the good boy and the good girl, let's get rid of karma. Across time and space, forwards and backwards, across all generations, any karma related to feeling that one must play the role of the good boy or the good girl, the goody, the people pleaser. We ball up all those lifetimes and you say inside, I forgive myself. Yeah, I'm feeling very free. People were getting sucked into situations where they were faking how they were as a person. Forgive everyone and everything. Ask for everyone and everything's forgiveness. I'm seeing some of you getting medals. There are souls that are forgiving you and they're offering you a medal for what you've gone through. Thank God for these life lessons. And as I've said in videos, God not being a God that is separate from, we are all God sparks. Acknowledging that this was a life lesson opportunity. Have a sip of water. And for those of you that have done release work, sip water between now and when you go to sleep. I'm going to go back in regarding feeling overwhelmed. A way to bring yourself down off the ledge is tinkly, sweet music. What makes you calm? What type of music jives with you where you know that you get in a groove and you are peaceful? Is it jazz? Is it Motown? Is it reggae? Is it classical? Is it new age? Is it rock? Heavy metal that revs? Zydeco. What gets your groove on? Play it. If you know about those hertzes, those frequencies that are set up for love and peace, if you can find them on YouTube, the real deal, not fake out frequencies. If you can get the real deal frequencies, play them as well. I'm seeing some of you need to wash your hands, so this is metaphorical. You need to wash your hands of things that you've been involved in. You need to forgive yourself. That people have been dealing with situations that are so complicated, so confusing, that they're so done. They need to forgive whoever they've been playing these nasty parts with, and they need to forgive themselves. It is of utmost importance. They have you reeling. I see some of you in these cucamonga situations, and that you don't have to be in them anymore. There's no need. You need to find a way to pull out or say, what I have is sufficient and that I don't need this anymore, and wheedle your way out of it. Drama is good for the theater. Some of you have children that are getting under your skin. They are bothering you terribly. They're getting over on you. They are telling lies. They are manipulative. They are very sad and they are hurting you. And you need to have discussions with them, because I see many of you are doormats. And that's the reason why you've become so upset and you have difficulty facing the day. Family counseling, very, very important. If you are involved in some type of addiction, get 12-step now. Go to a meeting and also get help. Go get therapy. And if you need to be in family counseling or Al-Anon, Nar-Anon, if you need to have an intervention for someone that you love because it's just too much, that they're getting over so much, try. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And I recommend the serenity prayer regarding this. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Some people are very upset because they have not had sex in a while. They have not been physically touched. They need a hug or a handhold. See what that's about. What's going on? You're overwhelmed because there's an intimacy issue here. You need to talk with your partner about why the two of you haven't done it. What's going on regarding the hugs and the hand-holding? Are you afraid? Do you have intimacy issues? Do you need to see a specialist? I'm getting a lot of this has to do with self-love, that you're not loving yourself and that you're feeling vile and that you don't want to be part of anything. You don't want to be touched. You don't want other people to get cooties from you. Therefore, you've shut yourself off in the physical arena, but your body is craving to be held and loved. You could do something about it. I began in this video talking about things that need to be surfaced to be looked at. So this is yet another example of what needs to come to the surface. So you might be attracted to someone, but if you have an issue that hasn't been worked out, then you're remaining isolated. You're celibate. It feels like you're craving intimacy, yet you've backed off. Work on yourself first, because those people are right there to be held. They want you, but you need to want and love yourself first. Have another sip of water, y'all. I'm seeing self-judgment, that people are saying, I'm in a cave. I can't do this. This is too hard. I'm caving. I can't do this. I'm being swallowed up. You're doing the best that you can. If you start giving yourself a report card and start doing that judgment thing on yourself, it's not going to work. Forget this. There are no report cards in Earth School. Be a best friend. Lay off on yourself. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How could I do this differently? Lighten it up more. Lighten it up. Yeah. You're a soul that wants more. You came here because you wanted to be challenged. There are challenges before you. We all have them. And it's a matter of what you do with these challenges. Do you face them head on? Do you go in great guns? Do you avoid them? Do you take many steps to looking at them? Use your discernment about what you're willing to tackle. Some things you don't have to. That's another thing too. It's a gift when we realize that we don't have to always face everything that comes before us. Some things we can put to the wayside. Pick your battles. And if you're in a battle you don't want to be anymore and you could get out, you could just one day say, I don't want to fight anymore. I'm done. I've done as much as I can. I'm leaving. Sip again. There's so much anger that's coming up to the surface. So many people are so angry. They need to release that and detoxify. That's why Spirit had mentioned the sea salt bath, the Epsom salt bath. Be as self-preserving as you can, as forgiving as you can. Join forces with people who are happy and loving and positive. They support you. Just going to see if there's anything more for you today. If there's someone that you hold hands with, hold hands. Grab them by the hand. Tell them that you love them, or just say, hey, I really, really like you. I really appreciate you. When you touch another in that way, that handhold, you are transmitting love. You're sending a vibration through them, to them. It's a knowing. It's a very deep soul connection that you establish. It's more than just skin to skin. You could do this whenever you want, as often as you want. Use your discernment with whom you're going to do this. And the last thing that I would share here is you have your knowing. We all have our divine knowing. We have our connection with Spirit. You don't need me for that. I'm just the bridge until you get it real good. You're hardwired with your direct connect to Spirit. You haven't been forsaken. You are loved and you are love, and all is well. Take it a day at a time, a moment at a time. Trust that this is unfolding in divine right order. And I hope you enjoyed this video. So you can find me on my website at www.jonieswhitelighealing.com, and you'll find everything about me. There are reviews and a store and a blog and published articles. And if you're interested in booking a session with me, I am available by Skype and Facebook video and phone for folks who are not local to North Central New Jersey. You could find me on LinkedIn, SoundCloud, Facebook. On Facebook, I have Joanie's White Light Healing fan page. You can like that. And you can go to Joanie Eisinger on Facebook, message me, and friend me. Just let me know how you found me, because I don't friend people I don't know. Please subscribe to this channel. And if you put the cursor to the right of the word subscribe, there's a bell icon. And if you press all, you'll get all the notifications of when I post a video. Like the video, please, if you have. Comment if you have anything you'd like to share, if this resonated with you. And if you feel a healing being done, if you feel the divine ones working on you, that is just a mind blow to me. I find that very psychedelic. So please put that in the comments too, and share my channel with others and my videos so other people can catch on as well. So I look forward to seeing you again, and have a fantastic day. Bye.